It's almost time for the NFL draft. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Takle Talk Network. This is episode 13. Wow, we've been doing this for 14 weeks, believe it or not. I had a break a while ago, but this is episode 13, and today we're going to be looking at another Chiefs signing that was key, in my opinion, a trade that went down, and a possible trade, maybe, here in the future. Hopefully a touch of an Aaron Rodgers update, and then I'm going to be giving you my top 10 prospects of the 2025 NFL Draft. Now let's get started. First, I would like to bring up that the Chiefs lately, earlier on this week, they made a couple of signings, but the big one that they made was signing safety Mike Edwards to a one-year deal. I really like this, seeing that our safety room was somewhat depleted after Justin Reed left, and it kind of fills the void. Mike Edwards played for us a couple of years ago, played for us when we went back-to-back Super Bowl champions in 2023 and 2024, and then this past year he left and was in free agency, was signed by a couple other teams, including his other former team, the Buccaneers, and then made his way back to the Chiefs this new offseason. I really do like this signing, and I hope he's very serviceable for the Kansas City Chiefs. Next, a trade that went down. None other than the New England Patriots traded Joe Milton III, or I just call him Joe Milton, to the Dallas Cowboys for very, very little draft capital. Now, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, this is an absolute win of a situation for you because Joe Milton is a low-risk prospect to trade for, and he's a young quarterback, and Dak Prescott has had a lot of injuries. And seeing that last year and the year before you had like a Cooper Rush back there, somebody who really couldn't do much, and they were an older-ish quarterback, you kind of needed somebody younger in that room. Am I right? So Dallas making actually a good transaction, one that they have not done in a very long time. But seeing that being the case, Patriots also got some good out of this. I think they traded him for like a 6th-round pick or something like that. So they didn't just trade him for peanuts, but it was kind of close. Joe Milton, I think, my opinion, hot take, I think he's better than Drake May, but, they each have their own qualities. And Joe Milton, I saw him play last year, and I thought he was pretty dadgum good for the Patriots when he started back in Week 18 or something like that. But Joe Milton to the Cowboys, I fully expect Dak Prescott not to have this quarterback starting role any longer than maybe a couple of weeks. We'll just see if Dak Prescott, doesn't play up to his, all-pro abilities or his MVP caliber play like he had been the last couple of seasons before he got hurt. Again, I could see Joe Milton taking that spot because you see Dak Prescott is getting paid $60 million, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and then you have Joe Milton who's getting paid $1 million. Now, with all that being said, another trade rumor that's going around that somebody could be traded during draft night is none other than the Dolphins' very own Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill has been trolling on social media, if you want to call it that. He's been kind of messing around with everybody, like, oh, look at this, I'm going to get traded, and then, I have to troll, kind of thing on social media. And I'm not really a huge fan of it, but if Tyreek Hill wants to get traded, he's going to get traded probably, especially because he's the second highest cap hit on the team, just right behind Tua Tagovailoa. And I think the Dolphins are on the salary cap. If not, they're really freaking close. And some teams that he could be traded to is Kansas City Chiefs. No, I'm kidding. But, if he was traded to the Chiefs, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, seeing that we definitely could use some wide receiver help, even though I do like the wide receivers that we have right now, don't get me wrong, but that contract is kind of unbearable. Some team that could get him that would probably be a great fit, in my opinion, would be the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers, even though I don't want them to go to the Chargers, next year they're going to have over $140 million in cap space. They'll have a league high or something like that in cap space, and it'll just be insane. It would be insane to see Tyreek Hill play us, the Chiefs, 2 times a year for however long that happens, like next 2 or 3 years. That would be awesome, and I'd pay to watch that. Not really, I don't really want to, but you get what I'm saying. Tyreek Hill probably going to get traded on draft night. If not, he'll probably remain on the Miami Dolphins, and we'll just see where that goes. Next, Aaron Rodgers update. So apparently there's been some things going on with Aaron Rodgers. He still hasn't signed with the team. So I'm assuming that he's still going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Or at least I hope, so that way I don't have to report on any more of this. However, it also seems that there's speculation going around that Aaron Rodgers could bring up to $40 million a year just for 2 seasons for whoever signs him, probably the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that's kind of an overpay. You should have just kept Justin Fields and paid that man. Whatever. I'm not the Pittsburgh Steelers, and nor am I a fan of them. So, that brings me on to this handy piece of paper. We are going to be going over my personal top 10 draft prospects, and then we're going to cover some dark horses in this NFL draft, and a lot of them are kids in my local area. I say kids, they're older than me, but let's just get into it, all right? So I'm going to start at number 10 and work my way down the list. At number 10, I have Nick Emmanwori, and I might butcher a couple of names in here, but Nick Emmanwori, safety from South Carolina. This guy put on a freak show at the combine. And when I mean freak show, this man ran a sub 4.440 at the combine at 6'3", 220 pounds. He also jumped over 40 inches in his 40-inch vertical. I think that this player, Nick Emmanwori, will have a great NFL career, and just depending on where he falls in the draft, I mean, I wouldn't even mind if the Chiefs drafted him. I'm just going to be completely honest. If the Chiefs were to somehow get this guy in the second round, that would be fantastic. However, I do think he's going to go in the first round, probably in the mid-20s, probably like 21st or something like that. Next, we have Armand Membou, offensive tackle, Mizzou. The tape says it all. Membou is probably the top offensive tackle in this class. I really do want him to fall so bad, but there's no way he's escaping the top 10, not even close. Membou, fantastic tackle, and will go top 10. Next, we have Armion Hampton. I probably said that wrong, but halfback out of North Carolina. He's at number 8. A lot of people might disagree with me. He is most definitely the second best running back in this class. And if you look at his stats, he should have been the number 1 back. If Ashton Jeanty did not exist, Armion Hampton would be the number 1 back in this class, and it wouldn't even be close. He rushed for so many yards this season and had so many touchdowns. He was practically North Carolina's offense. And, I mean, so was Ashton Jeanty, but we'll get to him later. Next, at number 7, I have the top tight end prospect, Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. This man was just a giant for Penn State. He was just, I want to say their entire offense, but that wouldn't necessarily be completely true. Tyler Warren is just a freak show anyways, but he's 6'6", 256 pounds. He also finished his Penn State career with leading the program in total touchdowns with 25, total receptions and 153, total receiving yards and 1,839, and total receiving touchdowns with 19. This guy is a freak. I totally expect him to go inside the top 10 as well. If he falls beyond there, it's because there was a lot of edge rushers, or for some unknown reason, many quarterbacks or offensive tackles taken in the top 10, which probably will not happen. Next, we have number 6 on my list from Georgia, edge rusher Jalen Walker. Now, Jalen Walker is a very, very good edge rusher. Jalen Walker Played for the Georgia Bulldogs this last season. 6'1", 243 pounds at linebacker. He is a hybrid kind of linebacker. He's really good downhill, and he's also pretty good in the pass coverage. He's got a 79-inch wingspan. That's pretty huge for a linebacker. I mean, this guy is pretty good, and he apparently gets off the ball really, really quick. He's a linebacker, so he's also an edge rusher, like defensive end, linebacker. He's pretty good. He could play outside linebacker or edge. I think I just said that twice, but whatever. Anyways, he's really good at block shedding. That's one of the biggest things. Jalen Walker had a very productive season with Georgia this past season, and he's really good at getting to the quarterback. So that's why he's number 6 on my list. At number 5, I have Cameron Ward, or just Cam Ward in my opinion. Miami. Quarterback from Miami. This guy is 6'2", 219 pounds. Currently leads Miami, the college, in every single quarterback passing stat there is. This man is a freak. He has been there for a couple of years now. He is very, very good. He transferred from Washington State. So just put that in perspective. Nobody knew Cam Ward from Washington State. Everybody always knows Cam Ward from Miami. Okay? So Cam Ward is very, very accurate in the pocket, and he's got a great arm. Great arm for accuracy. He's great at reading the defense. He's also really good at laying up the deep ball. Where he lacks, his mobility isn't the greatest. His mobility kind of struggled this past season. He can get out and move, but it's just not the greatest thing for him. He's pretty good in decision making, and he's definitely, in my opinion, the top quarterback in this entire class. Now, you will see, I did not put Shedeur Sanders on this list. Shedeur Sanders, in my opinion, is a quarterback that needs to sit on the bench for a year before he is fully developed to where then he plays in the NFL. I do not see Shedeur Sanders taking a starting job immediately and flourishing. If he does that, he's probably going to turn into a Bryce Young, in my opinion. I just could not see the NFL readiness out of Shedeur Sanders like I can Cam Ward. Cam Ward, in my opinion, relates a lot to CJ Stroud. I think that they have a lot of great comparisons. Cam Ward, fantastic quarterback. At number 4, I have none other than the defensive tackle himself, who's probably the only defensive tackle, by the way, that'll go in the top 10. Mr. Mason Graham from Michigan. And no, I'm not being biased because my first name is Graham. Mason Graham, 6'4", 296 pounds of steel. This man is an amazing, fantastic run stuffer. This guy is just fantastic at filling the gaps. He made 45 tackles. 45 tackles at the line of scrimmage this past season. Not behind the line of scrimmage, or else that would be like an NCAA record. But he made most of his defensive tackles within that 3-yard span around that offensive line. That's crazy. That means he is an absolute rough run stuffer, and Michigan wasn't even that great this season. However, this defensive tackle, Mason Graham, fan-flippin-tastic. Would love to see this guy go in the top 5. At number 3, I've got a running back from Boise State, none other than Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty, enough said. This man was an absolute freak for Boise State this past season and almost darn near broke the single-season rushing record for the NCAA. Now, this guy, 5'9", 211 pounds, and almost all of those 211 pounds are straight muscle. This guy is an absolute freak show when he is carrying the ball. This guy rushed for 2,600 yards this past season. I have never seen a running back run for that much. I was not alive when Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith was in college. Just wasn't. But Ashton Jeanty, absolute freak show of a running back. This guy tore up Oregon's defense in week 3. I mean, week 3 of this last season, nobody was stopping this guy. Now, best team that I saw defend Ashton Jeanty was indeed Notre Dame in the college football playoff. They're very, very good at defending the run. Notre Dame was this past season. So, I mean, we'll just see. We'll see where Ashton Jeanty falls in the draft. I have a lot of great things coming for Ashton Jeanty, in my opinion. I'm going to be doing a mock draft next week, so we'll see how that goes. But Ashton Jeanty, absolute stallion of a player, and he's my third best prospect on this list. At number 2, I wish I didn't have to say this because at the beginning of the year I said he was overrated, but he ended up winning the Heisman. From Colorado, 6 foot flat, 188 pounds, the cornerback wide receiver duo for the Colorado Buffaloes, Travis Hunter. Now, Travis Hunter is a freak show, as some people like to put him, and is athletic superhuman, if you want to put it that way. He plays both corner and wide receiver. As I've already mentioned, he's pretty good at the wide receiver position, was probably 3rd or 4th in receiving yards this past season, was really, really good, and he also had 4 picks and a fumble recovery on the defensive side of things. So, pretty good. I think he also had a pick 6, something like that. But Travis Hunter, really good, won the Heisman, didn't belong to you. It belonged to Ashton Jeanty. But whatever. Travis Hunter, fantastic. Don't need to go too far on that. And at number 1, another guy I don't have to go too far on, 6'3", 250 solid pounds from the University of Penn State. Or just Penn State University, Abdul Carter. Now, Abdul Carter apparently has elite initial quickness. He is explosive off the line. I mean, he's great. Don't get me wrong. He's really good at getting to the quarterback. He's really good at shedding tackles. And that outside move, whoo, boy, he is really, really good. Now, this guy's also apparently an outstanding pass rusher and apparently one of the best prospects we've seen since Myles Garrett. I do not believe that 1 second, but I do believe that Abdul Carter is going to follow his own path and be absolutely fantastic. And he is my number 1 on my top 10 prospects list. So just to run that back for you, at number 1, I had Abdul Carter. Number 2, Travis Hunter. Number 3, Ashton Jeanty. Number 4, Mason Graham. Number 5, Cam Ward. Number 6, Jalen Walker. Number 7, Tylan Warren. Number 8, Omarion Hampton. Number 9, Amarn Membo. And number 10, Nick Emamorty. That is my top 10. And now, for some dark horses in this NFL draft, there are going to be some players in here. Most of them are from around this area. I say this area, around Kansas, where I think that they could be fantastic players to be drafted. We'll just look at these, and I do think that some of these players will be taken probably in the 3rd or 4th round, but I thought it was important that these receivers, or not just receivers, but these players get noticed. So, that being said, my first one on this list is national champion winning former K-Stater and current Ohio State Buckeye quarterback Will Howard. Will Howard had a very productive season with the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's decent on the run. He can kind of move. He's kind of like Cam Ward in that aspect of he can move when he needs to, but he's not necessarily a run-first kind of quarterback. He's most definitely a pocket-standing, I'm going to throw it up there to that receiver kind of quarterback. I do think wherever Will Howard goes, he's probably going to be competing at least for a quarterback 2 spot. I think that Will Howard should go in the 3rd round. I think if a team picks him in the 3rd round, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, it would be a great landing spot for Will Howard. Heck, I mean, if the Chiefs got him, it'd be fantastic, although his career would be wasted because Mahomes isn't going anywhere. But I digress. Will Howard, fantastic quarterback. Take him in the 3rd round. Make him your starting quarterback in a year, and he will not disappoint you. Will Howard, fantastic man. Next, a running back from the University of Kansas State, or Kansas State University, DJ Giddens. Now, this running back for K-State last year, DJ Giddens, had a very productive season, had a lot of big breakout runs. I think that he's a 4th round kind of guy. You pick him up in the 4th round. Fantastic running back, in my opinion. This running back is awesome. He's got the explosiveness. He's got the speed. I kind of doubted that he couldn't really run that fast, but he ran a sub 4.40. So, I mean, you got to look at the facts. He's a pretty fast running back. And, I mean, we'll just see. I mean, he's a power back, in my opinion. And he can juke. He can make you juke and make you pay. Especially ask Shiloh Sanders how that feels. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. That clip will not disappoint you. Next, running back from the University of Kansas, the Jayhawks, Devin Neal. Now, Devin Neal also had a fairly productive season for the Jayhawks. He is very good, and he can definitely jump. Boy, can that man jump. Why, goodness. Devin Neal, don't really know too much about him. I just know that he was a great running back prospect in this year's draft, and I figured, why not make him a dark horse? No, I'm just kidding. He's from the University of Kansas. I've seen a lot of his tape because I'm here around the University of Kansas. He's a darn good running back. He's got the break tackle, big play ability that also DJ Giddens has. He's a little bit smaller than DJ Giddens, but I think that he could be a fantastic running back that you could take in the third round as well as DJ Giddens. So we'll see on those guys. Staying on the offensive side of the ball, there was a couple of receivers that caught my eye. You have the guys like who's in the wide receiver, like Tedero McMillan, guys like that are fantastic, at the wide receiver position, or Matthew Golden, people like that, Isaiah Bond. But people aren't thinking about these two wide receivers. From Virginia Tech, wide receiver, Daquan Felton. This guy is 6'5", 216 pounds. He is huge. He's a huge receiver. He did not put up the greatest year last year. He only racked up 32 catches for 336 yards and only 2 touchdowns. He played every single game, but he just wasn't targeted that many times. He's got great hands. He's got big playability. He can stretch the field really, really well as a wide receiver. And honestly, if the Chiefs pick this guy up in the 3rd or 4th round, I would be so happy. But another receiver that I have my eyes on in this year's draft, who I think the Chiefs should most definitely draft, because we have other needs. We have an offensive tackle we need to draft in the 1st round or 2nd round. We have edge rusher we could possibly go for, maybe not so much. Defensive back, whether it be a corner or safety, we definitely need to go for. Maybe even a linebacker. We'll probably take a linebacker in the 3rd round. But if we were to pick this receiver, this next guy, from the University of Maryland in the 3rd or 4th round, I would be outstandingly excited. This man is Ty Felton. University of Maryland, 6'1", 183 pounds. Now this guy, just to give you some combine stats, ran a 4.37 40. He's pretty fast. He's not 4.2 fast, but he's pretty fast. He's like Sammy Watkins fast, for those of you that remember that Clemson hero. 39.5-inch vertical. Pretty outstanding vertical for this young wide receiver, and he's got a 10-foot, 10-inch broad jump. So he's a pretty athletic guy. He ran like a 1.4 or 1.3 10-yard split as well. Really, really good. Really good athletically. But not only that, he put up a massive season at Maryland, and I feel like a lot of people are overlooking this guy. 96 catches. 1,124 yards and 9 touchdowns. You have a season like that in the NFL, and you're getting considered for Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, this wide receiver fell under the radar like a rock falling into a pond. Let me tell you, this wide receiver, Ty Felton, is currently ranked the 21st best wide receiver prospect in the entire NFL draft. In my opinion, he's top 5. He is a top 5 prospect no matter what. I mean, if you are the Chiefs or the Bills or the Texans, you take this guy in the 3rd round, no questions asked. If this guy's still around, Ty Felton, you might just be wheeling and dealing because you just picked yourself a great wide receiver. And then you have Daquan Felton, who's 6'5", could definitely develop into a great wide receiver. He also ran a 4.4. No, he ran a 5. He ran a 4.5 in the NFL draft or combine. Excuse me. But just amazing talent. There's amazing talent throughout this entire NFL draft, and I hope that people will be able to look at these wide receivers and go, "I'm taking a chance on that guy." But a couple other defensive backs that I found were interesting. First, is also from the University of Kansas, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, fantastic corner. Don't really need to say much. Go watch his tape. He is a very disciplined man corner. Very, very good. He's like 6 foot, something like that. I mean, he's a great corner. Great corner. Also, he's decently speedy. He's decently speedy himself. Now, this other corner I have is Jacob Parrish from Kansas State University as well. Go Cats. Jacob Parrish, fantastic corner. I mean, he is just a fantastic, well-rounded corner. He's actually really, really speedy for the Wildcats. He ran a sub 4.4. Really, really good. Really, really good. I'd take a third or fourth round pick on this corner as well. Both of these guys are really, really good. And that wraps up today's episode, which was the 13th episode of the Takle Talk Network. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. One more thing really, really quickly. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I'm going to post next. And please, 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 I beg you guys, we only have 135 subscribers at the time of this recording. Please share this with your friends. Go out and share it with everybody that you know. I know that everybody knows at least on average, at least 30 people. At least. Whether that be on Snapchat or whatnot. Please go and share this video. Please share it and tell them to watch it. Because my channel will grow immensely and I will be able to pump out more content to you guys like never before. But with that being said, whether you're outside working, listening to my podcast, or whether you're sitting at home, I appreciate you for tuning in to the Takle Talk Network. And I'll see you next week.